Hello everyone, my name is Yuko Tomizuka. I'm a global real estate investment advisor with more than 20,000 of property cases, valuation cases, and I have more than 30 years of experience. Today I'd like to speak something about Japanese business philosophy. Today's topic is Compass for Fulfillment. What impressed the CEO of American Airline, Part 1. I have been doing this philosophy marathon for about 2 years. Now I have realized that Mr. Inamori has always precisely found what the root cause is for each one of managerial decisions. Why could he do this? This is simply because he understands well what kind of value standard each one of us has maintained. In other words, this is a question of do I use my compass or others' compass? He immediately has found which compass a guy in front of him has been tendered so far. Mr. Inamori has also captured where the compass comes from, which means altruism or egoism. Your compass is based on altruism for others or egoism for yourself. For instance, if a top management of a restaurant chain decided to close a store, he said, to secure employment, I decided to do this. However, Mr. Inamori would overlook the mind of the guy. No, you're not honest guy. You just followed the social mode, and you just simply wanted to protect your reputation or to demonstrate your skills as a good manager. In Kyocera philosophy, he reiterated many times that he established his own compass as a top management, and the compass is always based on the right thing as human being. The tips to develop your own compass are as follows. Fear, find fear, move forward, and follow. Those four. Let me explain number one. Conduct your ethical standard check. What is right thing as a human being? This is fair. Number two, develop your own analytical thinking. Identify what is the fundamental cause of your anxiety. Find fear. Number three, get used to compare. Choose, decide, and act. Move forward. This is number three. Number four, get well determined to accept all the results come from your decisions. This is number four, follow. Let me explain one by one, especially number one and two. Number one, conduct your ethical standard check. What is right thing as a human being? This is a story when Mr. Inamori was rehabilitating the bankrupt child as the chairman. The issue was an alliance with two American Airlines. Until then, Zhao's alliance partner was American Airline. Delta Airline had been discussing as a candidate, the most powerful candidate for a new partnership since Zhao went bankrupt. Since Delta had offered a large amount of beneficial support to Zhao, the majority of the company looked favorable to the partnership with Delta as it would be more beneficial for Zhao. Just when I was appointed as a chairman, it seemed that alliance with Delta was reported in newspapers and it was almost decided. But when I heard the explanation, I told the executives, as you say, gentlemen, judging from only the financial benefit, it may be right to choose Delta Airlines. But it's been more than 15 years of partnership, like a marriage. Are you fully convinced with the idea to easily divorce your partner who had been with you for many years simply due to the money? Are you convinced with this idea? Are you sure that is a right behavior as a human being, gentlemen? The JAR Executives Board finally decided to go with American, keep their established partnership American. The CEO of American Airline was so impressed with the story, purchased tons of Inamori's philosophy book, and distributed them among the employees of American Air. So tip number two, develop your own analytical thinking. Identify what is the fundamental cause of your anxiety. Find your fear. This is the second F. Let me tell you the episode of Alex, the third generation of a confectionery manufacturing company. Alex asked Mr. Inamori, when and how should I execute the generation change? My father is getting old, but still he's demonstrating his leadership, and I'm not sure when will be the right timing. Born as the eldest son of three brothers, He joined a shipbuilding company after graduating from a university in Tokyo and worked as a civil engineering site overseas. After being informed that his father had been ill and his mother was hospitalized, Alex decided to leave the company and enter his parents' company. Because it is a small company, it was a tough decision to me to choose whether to continue or quit. But I think I should, as my parents worked hard to raise children. I felt loyalty to my parents. I have little experience as top management, and my father had been demonstrating his leadership. When the time comes, and trusted members may leave at the generation change, but I think I should manage with the rest of the members. How could I do that without any managerial experience? I couldn't tell my father to step aside as he enjoys his responsibility. That's my concern, said Alex and asked Mr. Inamori. The root of Alex's anxiety was always looking for others' compass, others' decision, others' value guidance. He graduated from university and entered a company, but he didn't get the result that he wished. This is because Alex was always caring about others' compass, others' mindset. He was always looking for excuses. I made only poor performance because the instruction was bad, because the poor quality of management, because the insufficient environment, etc., etc. Mr. Inamori saw Alex's mind and said to him, observe what your father has been doing and think about why. So you will be able to think by yourself, develop your own compass. Then the generation change happens spontaneously. So tips number 3 and 4, I will explain later. Thank you for your attention.